Hello everybody, we are back here on the Hunter Call of the Wild, and today we're going to start a brand new series that's going to be more of a discussion series. While we casually hunt on the map, we will talk about different topics, whether it be like questions that I've got or discussions I've heard from around the community, and we're just going to talk about them and have a civil discussion in the comments. So be sure to comment with your opinions on this video and the topic I'm about to talk about. That way I know what you guys think, and if you haven't already, hit that like button before we continue. But the question for today is, are Great Ones too difficult for the average player? Because not everybody out there is a full-time content creator like myself that gets to just put as many hours into this game as I want to on a daily basis. Most people have other jobs that take up a lot of their time. They've got families. I mean, I've got a family as well, but working from home makes it a lot easier to spend time with them. The average person doesn't necessarily get a bunch of free time to play video games between spending time with their families and working and stuff like that. So for the average person, a lot of Great Ones are very unobtainable right now. And it makes it so a lot of those casual players feel like it's something they'll never be able to obtain or achieve. Now, I'm going to try and not take too heavy of a stance on one side or the other right now with this topic, because I want this to be largely a discussion type of video that will spark discussion in the comments and let you guys kind of like share your own opinions on it and conversate and, you know, stuff like that. Because the thing is, there is a massive like divide in terms of opinions on this. I've seen a lot of people say that Great Ones are way too difficult. I've heard a lot of people say that they're way too easy to get. I've heard a lot of people say that they like them the way they are. So again, let me know what you think and why you think that, because I really want to hear more people's opinions on this. Now, the biggest thing that you're going to hear from those of us that play this game a lot and do a lot of hardcore grinding and stuff is obviously if they made them easier to get, we'd be getting even more of them. Because even right now, I mean, I'm at 85 Great Ones at this point over the course of the last few years. And the average person is probably going to never have a chance to get that many kills in that amount of time. So what it's going to come down to is if they were to make them easier, it would make it so the very small percentage of hardcore grinders in the community would end up getting just tons of Great Ones, but overall Great Ones would be a lot easier to obtain by the general like casual players that don't get a lot of time to play per day, because they do make up the majority of the community. Most people aren't out there grinding hardcore for Great One after Great One. That's a very tiny portion of the community. It's, to be honest, even a tiny portion of the hardcore community. Most people that play this game, they pick a direction and shoot whatever they find along the way. You know, some of them may go and hunt the drink zones and stuff like that, but the majority of casual players are not going to be out there grinding hundreds and thousands of kills of the same species until they get a Great One. It's just not what the majority of the community does. And I think a lot of people don't even realize that, because the majority of people are not us. They're not the hardcore players that get online and share our trophies and talk in Discords and YouTube comments and live streams and, you know, post videos and stuff. We're a very small portion of the community, but we're the hardcore core players of the community. And so at times it can definitely be difficult to, I guess, picture the fact that we're such a small part of the community and that the majority of people probably don't grind, probably don't even know what grinding is, and kind of just run around and shoot whatever they find. So the question is, would it be better for them to make Great Ones easier to obtain for the average player, and therefore making them a lot more common for those that grind hardcore? Or would it be better to make them even more difficult so that even the most hardcore grinders rarely see a Great One and the average person would probably never get to see one? It is a really difficult choice when you think about it. Personally, I have a couple different opinions on it. I think that there's really no like winning situation that they could go with. You know, make them more difficult. A large majority of the community will never see one. Make them easier to get. More people will get to see them and they'll be more obtainable, but you'll just see them everywhere from us that grind the game, and then it's going to feel like they aren't as special. So it really comes down to like the lesser of two evils in those situations. Now, I have a suggestion that I think might actually be decent. Now, obviously, I'd be completely fine if they just left Great Ones the way they are. I think Great Ones are great how they are. However, I know there's a lot of people that disagree. And there's also a lot of people that I'm sure would try to get a great one if they knew there was a higher chance of them encountering one than what we have now. Also, apologies if I repeat myself at any point. I obviously don't script these kinds of videos, so it's like we're kind of just going off of what I'm thinking in the moment. And so I may repeat some things a couple of times, but I'll try my best not to. But one of the ideas that I have that I think would have a pretty big impact on the game, but could definitely be a positive for the average player. It would definitely be a bit of a negative for somebody like myself, but I think it would be better for more people in the community and therefore make more people happy than it would make people upset. Now, you guys know how much I love herd management. I feel like it is one of the most interesting things that you can do in the game. I love the strategy involved with it. I love the trophies you get from it. I just love it overall. However, I've thought to myself many times, what if they just made every single trophy in the game random instead of herd management affecting stuff like diamonds and, well, as far as we can tell, great ones as well? What if they just made everything completely random, but to help out with getting great ones for the average player, increase the amount of, I guess, chance you have of spawning a great one? It would probably make it so that you would see grinds increase in length overall because there wouldn't be that herd management effect anymore. But the average player would have a much more, I guess, realistic chance of finding one because it would no longer be a matter of like, oh, you got to herd manage to get those sub 1,000 kill grinds. Like, maybe it would be a point where we'd see most great one grinds end around like a couple thousand kills instead of what we see now, where a lot of times if you're not herd managing, you might be shooting deer or tar or whatever for like 3,000 or 4,000 kills in a lot of cases. And if you herd manage, you have a much higher chance of getting those sub 2,000 kill grinds. Now, obviously that part, that's just my personal opinion on it. I do feel like herd management has an effect the further you take it. So that's kind of up for debate whether or not you believe that herd management works for great ones. So obviously, if you don't believe it, just disregard all that. And keep in mind, this is a discussion style video. So if you disagree or agree with what I just mentioned, the possibility of like they could remove the effects of herd management and just increase the chances of great ones by a little bit to kind of counteract it and make it overall like better for the whole player base instead of just the hardcore grinders. Let me know what you think. Obviously, be respectful in the comments to everybody that you're conversating with, but I really do want to hear everybody's opinions on this. Now, something else that I think would be very interesting, and this is one that I've kind of not really thought through too thoroughly. What if they kept everything the way it is right now? But if your grind surpassed like 3,000 kills, what if your chances of spawning a great one doubled? And then after another 1,000 kills, what if it doubled again? Until that great one eventually spawned. I think that would kind of be a good way to make sure that you don't have these like 10 and 15,000 kill grinds nearly as often. Because I hear a lot of people tell me like, you know, I just hit 7,000 kills in my grind. I'm at 10,000 kills in my grind. And it's just getting brutal. So I think it would be cool if they had some type of system where after a few thousand kills, the game just decides, okay, you have twice the chance of spawning a great one now. I think that would be good. I don't know what you guys will think of that one. That one, again, I have not thought through as thoroughly, but I definitely think that on paper it does sound like it could be good. But again, let me know what you think. I'm trying my best in these conversations to not just think from a hardcore grinder's perspective like myself, but to think from like the perspective of like the average player that barely gets any time to play the game and, you know, wants to still have a chance of getting a great one. And I definitely think that either of those things I just mentioned could kind of help with that. Now, another thing that I've heard the community talk about from time to time is the possibility of being able to get a great one from missions. Now, this is one I'm not really a big fan of just because I feel like guaranteed animals aren't nearly as special as something that you just find while you're out there hunting or grinding. However, there's a lot of people that I've heard really like this idea that want to see something like that happen in the game. For a while, you were able to get a Great One Black Bear from one of the missions on Layton. Although it was a bug, and it is patched at this point, it was something that was possible at one point, and a lot of people did it. I avoided it because, personally, I just didn't see that being a fun way to get a Great One Bear. But a lot of people liked that. and it kind of sparked the discussion of whether or not it was something that was purposeful or if it was a mistake, and it turned out that at the time that was a bug. But a lot of people still want to see something like that in the game. So let me know in the comments what you think of those 3 options I just mentioned. As of now, that is the only 3 options I can really think of that would make Great Ones easier to get to the average player, but make it so that it wouldn't be too much easier for those of us that are hardcore grinders. I think those are all options that could work in making them more accessible, but let me know what you think. Now, for the rest of this video, we're going to shoot some bears and try to manage down our map a little bit better because we still got a lot of work to do with our black bears. Whoa, hello there, little bears. That is a 6 right there. Definitely need to take him down. That's a 2. He can stay. We'll definitely leave that guy, but we got the 6 down. Well, mountain lions ruining everything as they do. So that's unfortunate. See if we can get a shot in here. There we go. So for what I'm going to do in these like upper parts of the map, like this top left, I have decided that since this is going to be the area I'm going to primarily grind, just like last time, I'm going to try and stack level 8s and 9s here before I go around the rest of the map too much. That way we can get a better chance of low levels popping up in those other parts of the map. Die, you stupid mountain lion. I'm going to purposely not claim it so it doesn't respawn while I'm hunting these bears. So from my count, I've got at least 5 bears that are not level 8s up in this top left corner. So I need to get all of those to become level 8s or 9s. That way, it'll hopefully be easier to shoot down the rest of the zones, because the more high levels we have, the easier it will be to get low levels on the map, which will help us with getting our herd management started. Oh my gosh, there's so many bears over here. So we got 3 bears there. Then we've got a bear. Where's that other one? We're leaving that 8. Where's the other guy? Oh, there's another one near where that 8 is. I don't exactly know where he went, though. So we're going to go for these 3 over here. And I know for a fact that there's probably going to be a couple people asking this in the comments. But, you know, why am I stacking level 8s and 9s in this top corner if Jaxie has said on stream that stacking can hurt your grind? Well, it's because I'm not doing it to try and get a great one. I'm doing it to manage my map down quicker. Obviously, it's hard to know exactly what Jaxie meant by stacking hurts your grind. I assume he's talking about just like in getting the great one, but who knows? But anyway, I do it because I'm not really necessarily focused 100% on just getting the great one. Like, I'm focused on just managing this map down in as little of time as I possibly can. There's a level 6 right there. Let's try to get a shot on that guy. Got him. Absolutely smoked him. There's a female bear there. I don't know if there's any more males at this lake, but I'm going to do a quick scan around with the binoculars and see. It's a female. Yeah, I think we're good. I don't think there's any more males here. Oh, I was wrong. There was just a random 5. Where did that guy come from? Well, anyway, guys, the more I think about it, I don't want to bore you all with a million bears that look the same while I'm trying to manage things down. So we're going to end the video there. Thank you guys for watching. Once again, let me know what you think in the comments of all the different things that I brought up. Let me know if you agree. Let me know if you disagree. Just keep it civil and we'll all have a great time. But if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel if you enjoy this type of content. And if you have not by the time you get here, be sure to click like on that video. I will see you all in the next one. Peace!